Liverpool blames UEFA for Champions League final chaos, quotes Hillsborough and blasts. False narratives have been circulated. Liverpool and Real Madrid faced each other in Paris in May 2022 for the Champions League final. The Spaniards won 1-0, with a goal by Vinicius Jr., but the decision was marked by the confusion outside the Stade de France, which delayed the entry of fans into the stadium and delayed the start of the match. The Premier League club released a statement on Tuesday criticizing UEFA's handling of the investigations, saying it blamed supporters for masking organizational failings and called on the governing body to implement the necessary recommendations to protect the safety of all fans. Last night UEFA published the independent panel report on the failures we saw firsthand in Paris, and it is against this background that we call on UEFA and others at the top of football's regulatory pyramid to unite and take positive and transparent action to ensure that there are no more near misses. We implore UEFA to fully comply with the recommendations outlined by the panel, however difficult they may be, to ensure that the safety of fans is the number one priority at the heart of every UEFA football match. On the night of the Champions League final at the Stade de France, even before the postponement of the kickoff was announced, we asked UEFA officials to delay kickoff and take control of the chaos outside the stadium. We also urge UEFA to launch a full, independent and transparent investigation in order to establish the facts. We knew it was critical to understand why Liverpool and Real Madrid fans found themselves in the situation where fan safety was at risk. We were determined to ensure that a robust investigation was conducted so that lessons were learned to ensure that the safety of football fans in Europe was never compromised again. Shocking false narratives were circulated shortly after that night in Paris. Narratives that have since been thoroughly refuted. The French Senate's independent report published in July 2022 found that Liverpool fans were unfairly and wrongly blamed for the chaotic scenes to divert attention from the real organizational failings. The independent Senate report also published 15 recommendations for improvements. No action has been taken on these recommendations to date. A further 160-page independent report, using nearly 500 eyewitness accounts and authored by the highly respected critical criminologist, academic and author Professor Phil Scraton, concluded that UEFA had abjectly failed to fulfill its responsibilities. It is shocking that, more than 30 years after the Hillsborough disaster, any club and our core supporters are subject to such fundamental security flaws that have had such a devastating impact on so many. But even more troubling is the realization that, for Hillsborough families, friends and survivors, Paris has only exacerbated their suffering. Our thoughts go out to all our fans who suffered as a result of Paris, and we would like to remind you of the mental health support we put in place in the days after the disaster that was the UEFA Champions League final in Paris. As a football club with a proud history in Europe, we call on UEFA to do the right thing and implement the 21 recommendations to ensure the safety of all football fans attending any UEFA football match in the future.
If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, like, and share. And don't stay out of Liverpool news.